What is up, YouTube? My name is Dwight21, and in today's video, I'm going to be going over some Black Ops 2 facts and try to continue this storyline of Black Ops 2. They don't really give me a lot of information at first, because the game just came out, like been out for 2 months. But I kind of gathered up a lot of information that I kind of want to share, and so this is what I'm going to be doing in this video. I hope I help. So let's get right into this. So we know that now we know that Samantha fights with Dempsey, Nikolai, and Takiao against Richtofen and his undead army. So now they're just in their world fighting to survive. That's done with them. So now here's something. At the same time, during the events of Moon, the CIA and the CDC are dispatched to fight zombies in Nuketown following the explosion of the multiplayer nuke. So if you noticed in Nuketown Zombies, as you're playing, the zombies' eyes do turn blue, and the sky does kind of change, like whatever, like their eyes turn blue, because while you're playing on Nuketown, they are playing on Moon, and they're doing the Easter egg on Moon while you're playing on Nuketown Zombies. So that's why you start off with their eyes yellow, and then they turn blue. So that multiplayer nuke, that just happened, and so like now, Nuketown is just like extra effed up from the nuke and from the Earth explosion. So now it's just double effed up. So like that's why their eyes are blue and all that crap. But yeah, at the same time, CIA and the CDC, that's what you're playing as, actually, the CIA and the CDC, and they're fighting to, And so sometime after the events of Moon, a group of survivors, Marlton Johnson, Abigail, Misty, Briarton, Samuel, Stuhlinger, and Russman, attempt to survive in Washington. Not to be confused with Washington D.C. I mean the Washington up in Seattle, Washington, that Washington. And so these are just 4 random survivors. And what's funny, they're not so random because one of them can actually hear Richtofen. So I'm just gonna do a brief description of each character. And so we're gonna start off with Marlton Johnson. Marlton Johnson is one of the 4 playable characters in Call of Duty Black Ops 2 Zombies mode. His appearance is of a Caucasian man in his 20s. I think his 20s. He wears a white collared shirt, blue jeans, and glasses. His quotes in his game classify him as a stereotypical nerd, basically. And he does sound kind of feminish, as he's nice and he sounds kind of like a girl. So he's the really skinny dude, white collar shirt, glasses, and basically he's just kind of a nerd, really. That's his kind of personality. And here's a little fun trivia about him. Marlton has a very high view of himself, as he references the fact that he is an indisputable genius in many of his quotes. Marlton suffers from claustrophobia. He dislikes Russman with mutual feelings. I noticed that. All of these facts that I'm telling you, I learned from people, research, and just in-game experience. And so he is very knowledgeable about weapons, often reeling off facts about the guns he acquires in the mystery box. Marlton dislikes semi-automatic weapons greatly, and also despises the Executioner, but strangely, not the other shotguns available. His watch calculator reads 190438. I don't know what that means, but maybe you can help me out with that, because I never understood what that meant. Marlton favors jargon, using larger, more advanced vocabulary, which either displays his arrogance in the way he views himself as superior to others, or this is natural to him, as he is very knowledgeable about many contraptions and weapons. Marlton is self-conscious. He suffers from mysophobia, which is the fear of contamination and germs. Misty has a crush on Marlton, and he seems to he really seems like the same feelings to her, despite him saying he feels no emotion, and explains that he has a special relationship with Misty. He is ambidextrous. And lastly, Marlton can be heard in Nuketown Zombies by knifing the bunker in the backyard of the greenhouse. So maybe you should go check that out. And now we move on to Abigail, Misty, Briarton. Well, her nickname is Misty. That's not her middle name, so don't get that confused. So now we move on to Misty. This is the girl that you see on the poster. That is not Samantha. That is Misty. You see her holding the skull, and the shotgun. That is Misty. And so Let's do this. Abigail Misty Briarton is a playable character in Transit, as we all know. Misty thinks of herself as superior to all the other characters, especially Samuel, who she often insults. However, she is very fond of Marlton, like I just said. She favors automatic weapons and dislikes semi-automatic weapons. Misty also seems to have a fondness for shotguns. And so, her appearance, Misty wears a tied-up plaid red shirt and brown worker gloves on her hands, which often leads players to assume she has maybe been a car mechanic. She also wears faded blue jeans with some tears along the legs. Misty wears a belt with magazine pouches on it. She is a brunette and wears her hair in a short tail down the back. She wears a white and green cap on her head. Her clothes are skimpy and provocative. And so, I think she's kind of, like, she looks kind of slutty sometimes, but whatever, I don't care. I think she's hot. So, that's really her appearance. And a little trivia on Misty also. Misty is the third playable female character in Zombies, as well as the fourth playable female character in Call of Duty overall. She is also the fourth female Zombies character in the series, the others being Sarah Michelle Gellar, Samantha, Maxis, and Sophia. She seems to be fond of Marlton. And it's funny, she knew Russman before Green One. Like, before any of this happened, she knew Russman. She just never really befriended him like that. And so, Misty previously lived on a farm, and her parents were both killed by zombies before the game's events. Misty's gloves use the same model as Alex Mason's in the campaign, if you noticed that. And her line, "Take my advice and stay out of the bathrooms," that's just a reference to Zombieland, the movie, which includes a rule of avoiding toilets. And also, Juggernog makes Misty a bit gassy, so it makes her kind of fart a lot, if you notice that. I noticed that on my own. She does really fart a lot when you get Juggernog. And so, let's move on to Samuel. And so, Samuel J. Stuhlinger, I think that's how you say his name, Stuhlinger. Samuel J. Stuhlinger is one of the 4 playable characters in Call of Duty, Black Ops 2 Zombies, blah blah blah. His appearance, he is a Caucasian man with a mustache and wears a green vest, khaki shorts, and glasses. Samuel is incredibly paranoid, often suggesting that simply occurrences such as running low on ammunition are linked to a conspiracy of some sorts. He also likes food, especially cheese. He is also the only character in the map that is able to hear Richtofen. And so that is really weird. And so his name was revealed by various quotes in-game and also in the credits. His last name suggests possible German descent. So yeah, if you notice that, Stuhlinger, so that's what I thought. He is the only one of the 4 able to reload the jet gun. I noticed that on my own when I equipped it. And so, trivia on Samuel. Misty dislikes Samuel greatly. She hates him, like she really does. And he dislikes her too. So they just got some kind of beef going on. But he's fond of Russman and dislikes Marlton. So it's kind of weird. They got this kind of love-hate thing going on in this crew. Because Misty likes Marlton. Marlton likes Misty. Samuel likes Russman. Russman, hold on, I'm going to go to him later. I'm going to talk about him. But, you know, they just kind of this love-hate thing going on. And so, Samuel says very odd things after killing numerous zombies. Most of which has to do with him becoming hungry after killing them. So, he's kind of weird. And he suffers from schizophrenia as well. Also, like Richtofen. So, I'm wondering, do they have some kind of mutual relationship going on? Like, did he already know Richtofen or what? Because he can hear him in his head. He has schizophrenia. They're got a lot in common. They talk about crazy things, and so he really have a lot in common with Richtofen. And so, due to the fact that he is the only one who can hear Richtofen, and he displays extreme paranoia, that has to deal with schizophrenia. So something, I think him and Richtofen have something going on. Probably, I don't know. Maybe he's the leader of the group. Maybe he has something going on. Like I don't know. So. We move on to Russman, and so his info. Well, he's one of the 4 playable characters in Black Ops 2 Zombies. His appearance is of an elderly African American man with white hair, wearing a brown trench coat and jeans. Russman comments on the thunderstorm that appears after the power is turned on, often as a bad omen or unnatural. His name was revealed in-game by various quotes and also in the credits. And so let's do a little trivia on Russman, because there's not really that much information on him. Because he does look kind of like a homeless man, and he wears a shoe on one foot and a boot on another foot. So he got no OG breads, and he really just an old African American man. And so really trivia. Let's see, what's some stuff I know about him. Russman dislikes Marlton a lot, often mocking him by calling him Darlington. And so basically Russman thinks Marlton is basically just gay, and he doesn't really like him that much, although he does sound kind of feminine, and I don't think Marlton really appreciates that kind of a lot. I don't know. So he really makes fun of he really makes like kind of gay jokes to Marlton. He is fond of Samuel, so who returns the sentiment. So him and Samuel kind of like each other. Not no homo. They kind of have a friendship going on, and then Misty and Marlton have like a connection going on. But Misty doesn't like Samuel, and Marlton doesn't like Russman. Russman doesn't like Marlton. So they just got this whole love-hate thing. I don't know. But Misty and Russman, they don't really have any conflict with each other. They just knew each other, but they don't really have a problem with each other. So it's kind of weird. And Samuel and Marlton kind of the same thing. So it's just all, And so Russman refers to himself in the third person almost all the time. He's always saying, Russman, you should do this. Like, he always talking to some third person. He wears a shoe on his right foot and a boot on his left, of course. And Russman has multiple diseases, one of which is this Alzheimer's. And Russman has arthritis, which seems to be healed by drinking speed cola and stamina. He is the only playable character in Black Ops 2 Zombies not to have his full name revealed. And he is the first African American who is a playable character in Zombies. Thank God. Thank God. Oh, man. And so the last thing that I want to mention, there's one more thing. Sometime before Marlton, Misty, Samuel, and Russman arrive at Washington, the CIA and the CDC arrive and fight off the zombies at a bus depot, a farm, and a town. And so, if you noticed, when you're playing survival and when you're playing grief, you're actually playing as the CIA and the CDC, and they got there before Misty and Samuel and them. So transit actually happened before survival and all that. So for survival, like I said, CIA and CDC are playing before Misty and them come in. So they got there before them. And so I hope you enjoyed this fun facts video of Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 2 information. I hope you learned something, maybe a lot of things. I'll try to provide as much information as I can and gather the information that I can. I'm still learning, still getting information from my teammates, from my friends, and trying to research so much stuff because I really want to know what it is. I'm really interested in the zombies, story. And so I will be updating you with new facts and stuff for zombies and my future videos. But I hope you enjoyed this one, and please leave a rate and a comment, and please leave a like. A like really helps a lot. I really appreciate likes. I don't care if it's one, I don't care if it's half of one, a quarter of one. It is really good. It really helps. I love likes, so I really appreciate it. Please. And my name is the White Boy 21, and I am tuning out. Peace.